All right. We were having technical difficulties there. Lisa, what's going on? So right off the get-go, first time ever, I was going live for about 4 minutes, and totally, I don't know what's going on. VJ, Cheryl, hey guys, love you all. It's good to see you. Yeah, so we had definitely technical difficulties, not on our end. I was live, and can you guys hear me okay? Hey, yeah, I was live 4 or 5 minutes, and I'm like, I guess no one's showing up today. I don't know what's going on. Marsha, Tara, Anastasia, wow, all my soldiers. Roxanne, you guys are awesome. Yeah, I was dead in the water, and I didn't know what was going on, but we've got it all working now. You guys hear me? Yep, we hear me. See me? See the top of my head? All right, guys. Welcome to episode 26. This is the Lyron Connection. I'm your host, Alexander John Tulloch, and this is the Lyron Connection, guys. It's been 2 months and a few days, huh? 2 months. So tragedy. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Tragedy did hit the family. We lost my father, and there was a fire, and so this episode, I'm going to tribute to my father. He was actually a huge fan, and he would watch every episode. And he's no longer with us. And I'm at a point where I can, for a point, I didn't have contact. Actually, so March 11th, I believe it was last episode, 25. And then a few days later, my father passed, and then I had no contact for like a month, and until April. Some things did happen, and I'm going to briefly touch into those things. And I have some images. There was a house fire. The house didn't burn down or anything, but my father tried to put out the fire. It started on the back porch. It was weird. Had to go up there and deal with all that. And then during the process of putting him to rest, Commander Doug came down here and to support me. And so we took the kids to the park, and there's this pretty big lake. It's like almost 2 miles of paved asphalt that goes around this man-made lake. And it's a park, and there's all these trees. Of course, woods is all around there. And Commander Doug got the shot of a craft. I'm going to show it to you. This is what it looked like. Just hanging out in the sky above as we're walking back. Because in the lake, there's a shallow part where it's literally a half a foot to 2 feet of water. And it's crystal clear, and it's like a sandbar that goes out into the middle of this lake. So the boys went out there and they're playing. So we're on our way back, and as soon as we pass this line of trees, I don't know if you can see that, but here's another shot. This will be better. That's smoke, because right when we passed that, so that thing's in the sky, the whole tree went up and within a second on fire. Right, and then Doug got the picture of the craft, and then military, an AWACS with the round dish on top, and 2 jet fighters came in right after. Fire department came, sheriff department came. So that's a week later, fire number 2. So that's how I look at it. That's really creepy. I know in old contact, they did warn me in the next 9 years, 10 in this decade, that fire would be something that I would need to be concerned of. And those are, I'm just saying, those are 2 fire incidents that are, and I mean, we have a picture of a craft, and then the military came, I mean, how much more do you need? So, with that being said, I've missed you guys. I've thought about you guys a lot. I've had my downs, my ups, I've gotten to a point of where I can do a show, and I'm having so much contact, especially from April, mid-April, all the way into today. Today I had four contacts, and some of the contact is going to be, I'm going to give a disclosure up front. The last part of contact that I'm going to talk about isn't taboo or anything. It's just that it's an amazing informative teaching from contact, and the first part is an amazing informative teaching from contact, and they talk about black holes and instant communication using the spiral gravity of a black hole. So we have new contact. That's good news. We're in the spring and summer, so we're getting more light-sided forces. We've received contact within the Milky Way, like as usual, Andromeda, and now outside the Milky Way, but the galaxy or the place the system has been identified, the planet has been named and identified. I've been told the city names, I've been told the name of the star. I have not been told where outside the Milky Way, but there are multiple races, and they are friendly, and it's an amazing thing. So we're continuing to skip that rock into the pond, so to speak, where that ripple goes out. So we've gotten Milky Way into Andromeda, and then we're working our way out. It's just working out that way. So how are you guys doing? It's good to see you. Moon Boots is on, Marsh is on, everyone's on. This is great, guys. So I've updated the Black Ledger. And just before we get into contact, just so you know, VJ, so 2020, I tallied the numbers up. So I'll run down for 2020 officially, and I wasn't able to do that before, but now I can officially do it. January, we had 17 messages. February of 2020, we had 24. March was only 1 message. April, 12. May, 57. June, 32. July, 7. August, 32. September, 54. October, 1. November, 8. December, 46. The total was 291 messages, which is the most of any year prior. And on average, every 1.25, so every day and a quarter, on average, I was getting contact. So that's a tremendous jump to 2019, where it was every 2 days. 2018 was every 12 days on average. 2017 was every 9 days on average. 2016 was a big year. That was 41 days on average. Talk about a stretch of time. And 2015 was 9 days on average. 2014, 12 days. But for 2021, we're trending past the numbers of 2020. So I mean, it just keeps growing. And sorry I didn't shave. I look like I probably gained a lot of weight. I've been through a lot of emotional and self-reflecting, grounding, trying to... so I've had where I've eaten, or I'm just trying to self-medicate in the sense of, but I'm getting back on track, and I'm going past this point. So that's where I'm going to go with that. I think we'll jump into contact. Last where we were off, I believe. I'm just going to flip into here, and I have some images I am able to share with you this evening. March 10th, I believe, is where we ended. Yep, that is exactly where we ended. And April 15th, 2021 is where we'll begin. Thank you. All the wishes, all the love, I've had so many personal messages from so many of you, whether it be text or calls or video, or some of you I've talked to in person. Thank you. Hey, it's unfortunate, and everyone at some point is either birthed, or they die, or they have things that go on in their life that are traumas or things. So these are all natural. So this is something that is a natural occurrence, or, it's an experience, and we go through it, and we can either fall and crumble, or we can stand up and keep pulling out our sword and marching forward, and continuing to trudge forward. I think my father, the last thing I'll say about it is that he was a huge, he loved like SpaceX, he loved Coast to Coast, he loved all that stuff, and he was like amazed that the contact that I have received. And I will say one more thing. So something happened. So I'm going to just say it. So 3 nights after my father passed, I woke up at 3 a.m. So 3 nights, 3 a.m. I'm not making this up. I had a vision. Not a vision. I had a dream. It felt very real. I was back on Long Island, and I saw my dad, and he wasn't old, like 73. He was young, tan, dark hair, no gray hair. And we were at a dining room table, like a supper was going to be coming, or that's what I sensed in the dream, like we're about to have a dinner. I couldn't see anyone else there, and my dad came out, and he was like tan and younger looking, like 30 years younger looking. It's crazy. And he said, "Alex, I'm okay." And it went from that to a beach with sand dunes and reeds coming out of them, like these grass reeds. But the sand dunes were like as tall as me, and they were staggered. And he was walking next to me, and he said, "Alex, I'm okay." He said it again. And then all these animals started coming on the beach, like rabbits, fox, deer, dogs. And then he disappeared. And then I started to panic for a second, because the dream felt real. Because I kept saying, "I know you're dead. Like, there's no way. I don't understand." I was that conscious during the dream. And he came out behind a sand dune, and he said, "Alex, I'm okay." And then he disappeared. And that was it. That was a dream. I woke up crying, But I thought that was pretty intense. It happened on the 3rd night at 3 a.m., and he said it 3 times. That's pretty crazy to me in itself. And then he also didn't look old, so I thought that, and it felt very real. So anyways, we're going to uplift this. Let's get back into contact. Episode 26. You guys ready? I've got my dad and my mom, so I know how hard it is. Nice to meet you. Jag, Graham, Carrie, nice to meet you. All right, guys. I'm going to share this image. So the first image I received, that I didn't have any contact from the time my father passed to all the way up until April 15th. So April 15th was my first contact message, and I received this image. I had it printed off. I think I can share it, because why not? It's not a planet or a place. But so I received this, And if you actually look at the bottom here, there's something here, and then you can see it's a star or a sun. So what we did is we took that image and we actually put a filter on it so we could see more. So that's that same image where you can actually see, well, it's definitely like a star, a sun. Well, ours is the sun because we're in this solar system, but out there, every star is named differently. But you could actually see the plasma and the flames, and you can also see other things going on here and here. And so that's the first image I received, and that was at 12:53 p.m. on April 15th. And then immediately I was on guard because, you know, I've gone through all this, and I said, identify yourself, thank you, I await your response. Thursday, April 15th, 2021 at 11:12 p.m. It came in as Latin, and the message reads as follows: for when we were in the light, cries out. I'm going to interrupt this for just a moment so I can answer just a couple questions. All my images, just so I let you know, any image I receive from Contact, I have a special place that I have a partnership with that will blow. They blow. I spend, and like, I don't make a penny off of any of this stuff, but the amount of money I have to spend on this is crazy. But I not only do I get my pictures for my manuscript, but I have the images blown up, and they go all around my room, my library. So, and they're grouped in by category of light or dark, races and different planets. So yes, I have them all blown up. I have them more than triplicate, but I have them archived, and because this is historical, that's how I look at it. And these things need to be in different size formats so that way they can be analyzed, because I'm not an expert on a lot of things, and if something ever happened to me, there's enough data here, there's enough images to where someone could go through them and say, wow, look at this, they didn't look, they'll catch things, because I have close-up shots of cities, I have close-up shots of planets and different moons. And so yes, to answer your question, they're blown up, they're also reduced in size, and they're placed in different strategic places for safety for the future. So anyways, I just wanted to answer that because that's someone I haven't talked to before. So they said, for when we were in the light, cries out. I said, who cries out? What is your name? April 16th on Friday, I asked at 9:26 a.m., do you know the status of my father? See, I'm still in mourning and grieving. And April 16th, 11:15 a.m., they responded, that harmony begins among the rising end of the 11th. So a lot of contact began, early contact, even today, a lot of contacts, 11:11 contact. Before I started actually receiving contact, I would actually, you hear about it now on social media all the time for the past few years, but I'm talking about 2012, and even before that, I would see 11:11. I wasn't even getting contact. I had no clue. Why do I keep seeing this in my dream? Why do I keep seeing this everywhere I look? But then that's also what's in contact. I will receive that during the 11th hour, day or night, at 11:11. And then I found out seasons, and there are light forces, dark forces, and Christos and Antichristos, and there's a lot. There's a lot I'm still trying to figure out. And that's why I need some of you guys as experts in different fields have helped me along the way to point me, because I read everybody, if you could see, and I just continue the library. I continue to receive contact, and I document everything. The best thing that I can do is actually document it in order to stay current and have all the data. And if something happens, at least it's there and someone can analyze it and break it down, maybe even better than me. Eventually we'll have a team with scholars and different language experts where they can actually fine-tune some of this. But I digress. We'll keep going. So I said, do you know the status of my father? They said that the harmony begins among the rising end of the 11th. I said, what must I do? Are you close by? Is my father more aware of what is happening? Tuesday, April 27th, 2021. I said, where are you? May 2nd, Sunday, 11:22 p.m. Not 11:11, but 11 in the 11th hour, 11:22 p.m. After it was broken down, it turned out to be investors, a means of communication of the past period of time. I said, please explain in detail. Sunday, May 2nd at 11:31 p.m. The past. We are out of the Milky Way. I said, what is your location outside the Milky Way? Whom am I speaking with? Monday, May 3rd, 12:03 a.m. What have you done today to study? And that day, I actually put off, because I do a lot of reading, research. Right now I'm reading actually Dr. Sala's newest, his 6th book in the series of his secret space program. I'm also reading Michael Tellinger's book on South Africa, the ruins and down there. I'm usually reading 3 or 4 books at the same time. So I wasn't that day, and I feel like I was being called out because they were like, what have you done to study? So at 12:05 I responded a.m. So it's in the middle of the night. I said, I will be focusing on studying after I sleep tonight. I spent time with my sons. What specifically should I study? Anything you can send me. Monday, May 3rd, 2021, 12:09 a.m. They responded, elders to study ancient languages through meditation and just to prove to his body. So I'm like, it's in the middle of the night. I'm a little tired, to say the least. And I'm trying to absorb. And I also have a system why I'm doing this. So when I receive contact, I have to screenshot stuff. I have to take pictures. I have to send it to the people I trust. I have to break down the language. So sometimes my questions back, and depending on what time of the day or night it is, because it could be any time, they're not in tune to the knowledge of what I know now, today, or later on, to where I go, oh, that's what they were saying. So I might be a little off. It might be lost in translation, my questions. But so they said the elders to study ancient languages through meditation and just to prove to his body. So I responded, please send me your alphabet. It's the first thing that popped in my head. Please send me your alphabet, because they're from outside the Milky Way. I don't know who I'm dealing with. I don't know if it's light or dark. It should be light forces, because it tends to be I get more light-sided contact in spring and summer based upon the data. And fall and winter, I usually get more of the dark side entities out there, and different beings and races. So I said, please send me your alphabet. And what is your race's name and star system and what galaxy? I await your response. Thank you. They responded 10 minutes later. You have it inside your contact's memory. So I'm like, wow. So I have it in my contact's memory. So it means my data, somewhere in my data, I have what they're talking about with this ancient language. And I did receive language a few years ago. That perked me up right away. So I said, yes, but not the complete alphabet, because it doesn't appear that I have the entire alphabet. Can you send me an image of your world? And what is your name? My name is Alexander. And then on May 3rd at 12:33 a.m., later that night, they said, you must know your name. And I'm like, you must know your name. So I don't know. So I said, do you know my name? My name on earth is Alexander. What is my other name? Do you know? And please send image. I await your response. And on May 4th, the next day, at 11:43 p.m., I did receive an image. Currently, I've heavily debated on whether to show this image. This image is of a world inside the atmosphere from outside the Milky Way. It shows a ship above cities on a mountainous, cold-looking region. But then I pondered. The last time I showed Cremona, it was destroyed. Then the holy city, and then it was destroyed. And there's cosmic law and the rule of law out there. And I've been framed for when I show certain images where they get destroyed, and I get those images of it. I get prior, and then I get the image after from the dark side during the fall and winter that'll actually show it's blown up, it's gone, it's done. And then they blame me. So I'm like, okay, fool me once, fool me twice. So I'm like, I'm not going to show the image yet. It doesn't mean I may never ever show it, but I did not only print it off because it's an amazing shot. It's so cool looking. But I also messed with the filter because I normally don't ever mess with the filter. But Commander Doug has messed with the filter a little bit to show me things that, hey, look, if you mess with it, you might catch other stuff going on that you just can't see. So when I messed with it, you could actually see more definedness in the cities down below and the bridge and different things between the mountain passes. So I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I had that printed off as well. Take a picture of it and show that then the picture you took will burn. We're dealing with multiple races, and you'll see I would just show you guys. I don't want it to happen to these people or these beings. I can't take the risk. I just can't. The moon and that holy city. And there's good news about that holy city. And we'll get into that, into contact. But anyways, let's keep going forward. Holly, how's it going? We were on, Holly and I were on a call with Misha the other night, and that was pretty cool. Well, anyways, we'll go into that at the end. I said, so this is what I responded after I received that image of this. So it's like mountains, and there's a scout ship, like a ship flying over it, and there's like this bridge between the mountain, and there's like this cities, and it's just crazy. So I said, what am I looking at? Thank you. What is the name of that planet? And is that structures on the ground? Because I immediately have a window of time of responding. I don't know when that window is going to close. Over contact since 2013, I've learned that windows can. I know we have, from last episode, we have terrestrial agents that'll cut into a line, or they'll shut me down. I don't know how much time I have. So when I have communications, I look at everything as historic. So I'm like, I have limited time. I got to fire off. First thing that comes to my mind, boom, let's connect. The more data we have, the more we have to work with. So I may be wrong when I immediately fire off with a question, but then I'll refine it as we go along. So anyways, as we go, let's continue. I said, I await your response. Thank you. And they responded on May 5th at 11:49 a.m. We were enlightened travelers of your existence plot, as in the stories and many species. The family of the planet Kotekriz, 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 city, I can't even pronounce this, I'll try. It's Zsciel, Zissel, Kozeri, Kozeri, -1000. And then it says, since the 1000-3. So I'll read that one more time. So we were enlightened travelers of your existence plot, as in the stories and many species. The family of the planet Kotekriz, city Zissel, Kozeri, 1000, since the 1000-3. Our scout drone. So all my questions, they're kind of answering. They're saying, like, that's the name of the city, that's the name of the planet, that's the scout ship. Cool, right? So I said, what galaxy is Kotekriz in? What type of species? You've got my attention. I'm like, yes, more. Like, even if it's bad, if it's documented, then we have more information on the enemy, right? If it's good, we have more information on the light side. So no matter what, it's a win-win situation. Let's keep going. Let's get the data. And even if they lie to me, it's on record. So then it can be cross-referenced, because sometimes contact will call out other contact. So I said, what galaxy is Kotekriz in? What type of species? May I see a close-up image of city Zissel, Kozeri, 1000? Thank you. How many light years away is this planet? I await your response. Thank you. How are you communicating so quickly from so far away? I wish to visit your world one day. Because honestly, let me stop right there. If I had my one wish, I really would. Some people think I'm crazy for saying that. I would literally like to explore the entire, if it's multiverse, universe. I would like to see the planets, the moons, if they're good, they're bad, their civilizations, their cities, their structures, their architecture, their style, the way they if they eat, because some races don't even eat, what they do, where they are, how they are, what's the system like. I could do that all day. I just keep documenting. I think that's amazing stuff. So I wish to visit your world one day, is what I say. I received a response May 5th at 12:10 p.m. Whereas the exterior space of great relevance to the gravity of the spiral coil during travel can and then there's two words, I can't break the translation. I don't know what it means. So during travel can in FRIZCHLA, so Frijla Larsec, LARSEC. Don't know what that means. But what's more important is, prior to what they just said, they said, whereas the exterior space of a great relevance to the gravity, so gravity of the spiral coil. So remember that, because what I'm about to tell you next is going to be amazing. I said, are you describing how travel and communications happen? What does Frijla Larsec mean? And they responded 17 minutes later, the particle of space to allow immediate communication with nearby black hole. So, whoa, with a nearby black hole? So you're telling me that they're using the gravitational spiral pull of a black hole for like a slingshot for instant communication. So they've somehow been able to harness the particle of space to allow immediate communication with nearby black hole, to go from outside the Milky Way to me, to have immediate communications. That's fascinating. And you know what's even crazier? because I have my morning routine. Like, you know, I take the kids to school and I do my thing. And I listen to everybody. You know, like I said, I read everybody. I listen. So I had Coast. I was like, let me catch up on Coast. Who's anyone good on Coast or one of these other channels? And there was a physicist and a scientist who was talking about black holes. It just ironically that morning I was learning about some black holes. They didn't talk about any of this, but I found it awesome that's how they communicate. So I said, and then I responded, I was just learning about black holes a couple hours ago. May I see a close-up image of your city? I await your response. Thank you. On Wednesday, May 5th at 12:52 p.m., they said, these days, the star of the lands of the enemy, the course of the past are a great 287. So, 287, excuse me for a moment. 287, like what are they talking about? So I said, are you saying that planet is the land of the enemy? Please explain in detail what the course of the past are a great 287 means. I said, what is the name of the galaxy that planet resides in? Thank you. And they responded at 12:57 p.m. The coordinates of the adversary. Some words get me. The coordinates of the adversaries. There it goes, Alex. Adversaries. The coordinates of the adversaries, and they do not need to get involved in the 287 days of the past. So I'm like, the 287 days of the past? Like, what are they talking about? So I said, what is the 287 days of the past reference to? I'm confused. Are you speaking to me from that planet? Who are the adversaries and why are they adversaries? When you speak of 287 days, is this Earth days or other type of days? I await your response, thank you. So then at that point, I'm talking with Commander Doug, I'm talking with Tara, I'm talking with a couple other people, and I'm like, what? And then Commander Doug goes, dude, what happened 287 days ago in Contact? So then I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. So I looked it up. That's the day, the first day, that I received contact with an image of that holy city. The holy city that was destroyed, but that was when I received the image of it. It's on a world of, it's on a desert or a planet that looks arid. It's on a plateau on top of a mountain. It's a walled city. There's some greenery in the city, but it mostly looks like it's made of like in ancient times you would see. And it was clear blue skies. There were 2 suns in the sky, or 2 stars. And that city was destroyed. So then I'm like, whoa, that's that city. So right? So I said, so this is about the holy city? Because they call it the holy city. And they also said it was a gift to me in the future. I said, 287 days ago, I received an image of a holy city for the first time. And then they responded, may the spirit of the world and all the captains of the remaining pass through the whole city, alerting the corpse for us. So like the corpse, not like corpse like a body, a dead body, but like the corpse like the guard. I heard, and the black powder. So whoever's telling me this, whatever being was there, because they said I heard, and then the black powder, which happened when the image I have of the city being actually like Ningizada's forces told me, yeah, here's your gift, and they blew it up. And you could see the black smoke billowing and the whole city destroyed. They saw it. I heard, and the black powder only for the sound bomb to hear my defense must be heard. My defense must be heard. Because I keep saying, I didn't do this. This isn't my fault. And they blame me. But I know it wasn't my. So my defense must be heard. A new construction in the city of protection to all members of the hierarchy. So they're saying they're rebuilding the city that was destroyed. And I'm like, whoa, this is nuts. So I said, you were there when it happened? A new city is being built? Who consists of the hierarchy? May 8th, 2:32 p.m. They responded, okay. It came in as Latin, but when it's broken down as this, it says mouth, alcohol, and then it says Fraifoshivia, Fraifoshiva, and then herbs novum natus. So then it's newborn. A new city is born. So I was like, what is this? And I had one of my people, an advisor, help me out with the Latin. I said, what is newborn? And what is the definition of boucher shagonen frashiva? I said, please explain to me mouth, alcohol, then fraifoshiva, then newborn. I don't understand. A new city is born? And then I said, Shiva, the god? I said, so the city is reborn. What is the name of the city and whose city is it? Please send image of the city. Thank you. I await your response. May 9th. I asked another question at 6:27 p.m. Are you available for, because I didn't hear anything. I said, are you available for communication? Immediately, I got a response. It said, talk. I said, are you close by? How many people on earth get contact like I do? Because I always hear about people who get downloads and they do automatic writing, and people say that they're like, I wish I had all this stuff, but I don't. I don't have that ability. They still want me to connect, and I'm still working on it. I guess I'm not that good. But we'll go later into other stuff coming up, and some stuff's going to make sense. So I said, how many people on earth get contact like I do? So contact like I get contact. And they said 12 on May 9th at 7:19 p.m. So I know Commander Doug does, and I do. So there's 10 others. I said, what are their names? What nations do they live in? Do I know any of these people? And May 9th at 7:23 p.m., they responded, I cannot tell. And then I said, are you extraterrestrials or terrestrials here on Earth? What prevents you from telling me? I know Doug has received contact. He is definitely one of the 12. I am one of the 12. That leaves 10 people on the planet. Are the others royalty as well? I await your response. Thank you. What is my mission? Please answer my questions. May 9th, 8:10 p.m. They responded, now we have received, not in the Milky Way. So I was almost at a point where I was like, wow, is the line getting broken here? Is the encrypted line broken at this point? Or am I getting misinformation? So they're basically letting me know, hey, I just got your response, because I'm asking a lot of questions. So I said, proceed with communications and answer any questions you are allowed to answer. Which galaxy are you in? I keep hitting that because I want that, because I want to put it on my chart. I have Andromeda, I have Milky Way. If I get a new galaxy, that's awesome. I want to be able to chart it. So May 9th, they responded, To grace have continued to be called. So to grace. So number 2, not 2 like T-O. The number 2, grace have continued to be called. I said, what is life like where you are at? See how I'm asking something that has nothing to do with what they just said? It's because sometimes, well, a lot of times when I'm asking and I'm getting answers, there's a delay depending on who I'm talking with and how long the relay is. It can be staggered. So I said, then I received a response Sunday, May 9th at 9:11 p.m. His own pleasant old age and the concealed security is part of them, who has the backing counsel support of you and kings. So his own pleasant old age and the concealed security is part of them, who has the backing counsel support of you and kings. So I said, please explain what you are saying in more detail. Thank you. What is my father's name? I await your response. Thank you. Are the 12 on this planet here to aid me in the mission? And when you say kings, kings on this world or off world, will I meet in person one day the 12? Then I asked, I await your response. So a day later I asked, I await your response. I didn't hear anything. Then May 10th at 11:07 a.m., I received Yohanan, Yohanan. And it has like the squiggly lines and the dot underneath it. So Yohanan, which means, well, if you look it up, there was this is the first temple. There was someone who built the first temple, and that was his name. But also, it also means Yahweh is gracious, and it also means John. And John was my father's name. But it took time for me to piece this together. So I asked in order. So right away, it looked really red. Then took a picture of it. Okay, cool. So at 11:09, I said, Yahweh. 11:10 a.m. Are you Yahweh? I said 11:13. My father is Yohanan. Are you in contact with Yohanan? I await your response. Is another name for Yohanan Enlil? Because I'm just asking questions. May 10th at 11:52, they said, once Enlil is in the Sinai Peninsula, ships hovering, just don't let anyone get in the line of duty alone. We believe we are all over the earth at once in 10. I said, you can see in my office, because I mistranslated it right away in the beginning. And then I said, what do the 10 represent? May 10th at 12:03 p.m. The perfect council of off-world lineagers devoted to the help and high-level advice of a tyrant reptilian brother win the clones that kill Mary. I'm like, what? So hold up. The perfect council of off-world lineagers devoted to the help and high-level advice of a tyrant reptilian brother win the clones. There are clones out there, and there's clones of me out there that kill Mary. Who's Mary? What's Mary? And so I said, so the council is off-worlders. I said, who has a brother that is reptilian? I await your response. Who is Mary? And why do the clones kill Mary? What is my brother's name? I await your response. Because I have a evil brother out there too. Monday, May 10th, 12:33 p.m. They respond, one corner is the twin brother of the world. I said, are you saying I have a twin brother? I said, Enlil and Enki are twin brothers, correct? Are you speaking of Enlil and Enki? What does that have to do with me? I await your response. what is the reptilian brother's name? Then on May 11th, I said, I await your response. On May 11th at 11:29 a.m., I received this. Incoming reunion compromised. Vector 00.001. Now a fourth star. Ka. K-A. Ka. I said, who is the inbound passenger? Am I in danger? I await your response. From the planet Coat Chris? I await your response. Who compromised the incoming reunion? Who was the reunion with? Status report. I await your response. So when I'm asking these questions, there's time that's gone between because I'm not getting a response. So I'm coming up with new things to ask. So May 11th at 11:27 p.m., they said, the warship Mary being extinguished by the light of the world. So it's a warship. So Mary's a warship. The warship Mary, so that's new. Never heard of a warship named Mary. I said, who stopped the ship? At 11:43 on May 11th, at 11:43 p.m., they said, listen to me. You may cut them off and have a chain from the register by many, the consulate. I said, the warship Mary from where? Cut who off? And May 12th at 9:12 a.m., they said, not easy. This is where this is going to be hard to go through this part, but we're going to go through it. It just is what it is. May 12th, 2021, 9:12 a.m., they said, not easy for men in the world. My brother is activated. Link. So what they're saying is it's the time to connect, to meditate, to connect. It's not easy for men in the world. My brother is activated. So this one who's talking to me's brother is activated. They want to connect. Link. At 9:12 a.m., I said define, because it came in as Latin. I said define nexum. Definition, thank you. I await your response. I said your brother is activated. Who is your brother and what is his name and what is your name? Please send image. I always ask for images because I have hundreds. So why not? And I'm a prince, so I'm allowed by cosmic law to have images. So just sharing them, I get in trouble, but I think it's important for the world to know and see. And I've come to the conclusion certain things I'll show, certain things I will not. I just don't want anyone to die, or I don't want beings or good, bad, whatever. I just don't want things to happen because of my actions. So I said, am I to link to the brother activated? Wednesday, May 12th at 10:36 a.m., they state, the wisdom of your life is depleted and drained today. So the wisdom of your life is depleted and drained today. I said, how do you know this? I await your response. What is the fastest way to recharge wisdom? Please respond to my questions. Thank you. I will not be depleting my wisdom anymore. May 12th at 2:51. May 12th at 2:51, they said, is already beginning to ripen, which is composed of soul. Sorry, guys. I'm laughing. I can't do it. I'm just being honest. In between the messages, something took place. And they're telling me basically I depleted my wisdom, my life force, my energy or whatever, and it needs to be recharged. So they said is already beginning to ripen. So in between 10:36 a.m., well actually in between 9:12 a.m. and 10:36 a.m., the event took place. They stated the wisdom of your life is depleted and drained today at 10:36, and then at 2:51 p.m. the same day, they stated is already beginning to ripen, which is composed of soul. I said, soul is in seed, or how do you measure soul? And May 12th, 3:34 p.m., same day, they stated, your ability to absorb perished. So I stated, my ability to absorb perished when? And the act caused my ability to absorb to perish, correct? And they responded it on the 13th at 9:54 a.m. That is true. So that was this morning. That is true. And actually, I'm just making sure I didn't get anything. So this morning they said that is true. I said, what is the maximum levels of absorption if no acts are ever performed? Is there a maximum level for myself or a limit? I await your response. What is it exactly I will be able to absorb? And does my wisdom elevate even more for higher absorption? They responded at 10:25 this morning. 90 days to increased wisdom. So 90 days to increased wisdom. I said, does this affect natural intercourse and deplete absorption rates? Does this affect women the same as men? I await your response. Thank you. They responded at 1:56 p.m. today. Abstain from contacting, you lose the connection. I said, abstain from contacting you or the people of this world? Please explain in greater detail. Thank you. And they stated, and made today at 1:59 p.m., avoiding human contact. I said verbally or physically, and I await your response. Thank you. And then I said no physical human interaction. Correct. I have not received a response. So basically what it comes down to is when you have interaction, I'm not going to only speak for a man. I know, a lot of people laugh. I don't care. Whatever. It is what it is. I think it's historical. It's a backed, so you have contact confirming, like, hey, when you climax or you get to, I don't mean to, I'm trying to be G-rated here, that basically that you deplete your wisdom and your force. And it can take up to 90 days to recharge fully from not having any physical activity to where you could have absorption of higher forms of contact and interaction. And explains why probably the monks in Tibet and in Thailand and other belief systems, things start to make more sense, right? So this is confirmation that, hey, yeah, you're receiving, but you're able to do a lot more if you would abstain from doing these other things. So I'm a human. I'll own it. I'm a person. I have needs and wants and desires just as any other person on the planet. And, I took it upon myself, and then they schooled me. But here's the positive thing out of this. We can all laugh and joke because it is funny, but at the same time, it's just like the black hole, the spiral. You get to learn, wow, this is like we learned about the FTLP, faster than light particle accelerator, from another race. We learned about the black hole spiral gravitational slingshot of communication from another race. We're also learning about this to where this is, for me, it's news that you're depleting your energy and your wisdom and your life force, basically, of having this contact. You would have a better absorption rate if you have non-activity going on, if that makes any sense. Well, you're talking to us. Does that mean that they will throw you out of the 12? Laugh. No. The reason why I started this channel, because I've been receiving contact since 2013. The only reason of March of 2020, March 20th of 2020, so right before then, they told me to start talking to the world, to start telling people. And so I started sharing. I haven't even gone through the first 2 manuscripts with you guys yet. So we've been just staying current. And as things, and every few weeks, I come out with another episode. So I'm on episode 26. And as we go along, I just haven't had a moment to go backwards, to go through those older. And there's a lot of other races. I mean, I've got Palladian, I've got Anunnaki, I've got. I've charted them out. Actually, so I have my Black Ledger here, and I've updated it, and I can share a little bit of that tonight with you guys too as well. Some of the updated, like the numbers. So what I like to do is I like to, everything's on record, you know, everything's data, so we can chart it. So if something happens to me, someone can pick up where I left off and go, wow, here's this, and at this date, and this is the name of this system, and this is this and that, and this is, to me, this is historical, because we're on uncharted waters. They're talking about on the news, you know, June having, there's a whole disclosure and a partial controlled disclosure movement, and there are white hats and black hats terrestrially, and you got a lot of stuff going on. Hey Joseph, what's going on, brother? Some of the races I wanted to tell you guys. Anunnaki, ones that call themselves the Great Race, the Galvarics, the Arcturians, Giants, Pelagian, Insectoid, Pleiadians, Reptilian, Lyran, Elohim, clones, they're not a race, but Resh, deep black insect, Ashtar, dogs, Commando insectoid, gods of time, Galvanetics, insectivorians, spectoid gray and dark gray clone, Cremolian, Versian, Venesian, Zeltishic, and Schnerbog, Czernobog, Schnerbog. So like these are just some of the races, as you know, or like names of entities that, like we think, oh well, this is Earth time. There are things still alive. There are things still out there that can communicate, whether it's in this dimension or another dimensional. Some of them are Anu, Enlil, Ningizida, Thor, Val, Valiant, Thor, Enlil, Shayu, Hor, Orin, Lissa, Apollyon, the Dragon, Kings of Light, King of Kings, Three Kings, Zeofrek of Adaya, Iam, Kamalamika, Ner, Emperor, Grama, Vrilon, Varzisi, Yonin, Roswan, Saint Cosmo, Prince of Light. All these different good, bad, ugly, I mean, star systems, planets and moons, Earth, moon. This is anything I put in here is what I've had from contact. The Earth, the moon, Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, Praetor, Alpha and Beta Quadrant B, first planet of giants, Platea, colonies of Cremona, Titan, Platar, Moon Tet, Saint Cosmo, Cote Chris, City Zesco, what we just talked about, Lyra, third moon main star, third star to the moon, Aegean moon. So you have different, and then you have race codes, and you have, so what I'm doing is constellations, Orion, Cassiopeia, Lyra, East Elk, Arcturus, Boots, Draco, and on and on. So basically, I'm charting it for you guys. That's the update on contact. So that's a month of contact. That's where we're at. Tara will probably throw up a Discord. We have a Discord server. So what I do is once this episode's done on Facebook Live, it'll be posted on YouTube. So the same name, the Lyran Connection. We also have a Discord server. Everyone chats in there. Some people come in, some people come out. We have old timers, new timers on there. I jump on there. You can have conversations with me. Sometimes we do calls on there. And but let me, I normally don't do this because I save it for Discord, but I was kind of interested in what some of you guys are saying. I was getting an Anunnaki feel from this, and then describing the difficulty of communication in our lower density. I just hopped on this page about an hour or so ago. Anastasia's watching. Carrie, hey guys. Moon Boots, sister, looking at you. Really? I never met you. Nice to meet you. Ada, is that your name? Ricardo, welcome. You can find all previous episodes. Yep. Thank you, VJ. Tara, for the most part, the contact Alex is able to send out message to them in the line. Yep. Thank you for explaining, Tara. You late, girl. So invite some of these people, like your sister and your other friends. Invite them to Discord. What I want to do is I want to answer questions on Discord. I want to get relaxed. These episodes are updates. This is what I call my manuscripts are my raw contact. So it is transcribed exactly how I receive it, and then I do my best to, and I have multiple advisors and people to we can break down the code, break down the language, put it in. My questions are my questions, whether it's embarrassing to me or not. I say it, I tell it to you because it's the truth. I mean, this is what it is. And then I have my Black Ledger, which then if any name, star system, race, what I put it down for the record as in not the actual contact, but the actual, like the being's name or the location, or if I get coordinates or anything, it goes in the Black Ledger. And then of course I have images, and I can share a lot of those. You can see a lot of them in my old episodes. This is just the most recent one. This is not a great one, to be honest, because you don't see a lot. I find this pretty awesome. Commander Doug was showing me, like messing with the, you can actually start to see like, hey, well, that's definitely not a part of that. Well, and that's right here on this. You can barely see it right there. So anyways, but I get images of different races. I get images of different moons and planets. I get images of different ships in space. Weak ships are over my home. I mean, how about the fire at the lake? I mean, there's a ship in the sky, and then all of a sudden a tree bursts on fire. This is out of this world. It is literally out of this world. And some of it is terrestrial. So there are terrestrial agents. And I'll probably get cut from saying this, but I'm going to say it right here, right now, real quick. NSA has said that we were under Operation Stargate 1111. So they are monitoring us, and probably this feed will cut at any moment. So that's why I saved it for the end. And heavily monitored, and there's a huge file on us. And there are 10 others out here, and I'm trying to locate them, and they're supposed to aid me. And they say I'm a Lyran Prince, and so it's a whole thing, and we're in the end of an age of a new age with a final battle of kings, and there's a lot going down, and I love you all. Get that Discord up, Tara. I appreciate it. Moon Boots, thanks for all the help with translation and doing. And all you guys out there, I appreciate all the love and support all this time. It was a real tough time. I was close with my dad. We talked like 10 times a day. And it was tough. And I'm here. I'm back. And contacts rolling and popping. And we learned some great things. And some things we know not what to do, so we can increase our wisdom and get more communication. So that's pretty awesome. But have a good night. I'll see you on Discord. Love you all. And I'll see you on there. And you guys, be safe out there. It's getting crazy. The world is getting crazy. Love you. Good night. See you on Discord.